So when I was 17 years old, most people would drive around in like a little Peugeot or a little Honda in England, or like something with like a 1 litre engine. For me, I found a loophole in the system. There was a company called NFU Insurance, and if I insured one car, I could drive any other car as long as it was in someone else's name, and there was no stipulations on engine size, year, or what car it was. So I went out at 17 years old and I bought an Austin Metro, little 1 litre, and it was a rock box, cost me £50. I insured it for £2,000, and I'm telling you, that was a lot of money back in the day. But my first car was a twin-entry turbo Toyota MR2, okay? And for me, it was a pretty cool car to be cutting about in. T-top, glass roof, take your T-shirt off. You thought you were Charlie Big Potatoes, I can assure you. You thought you were up there with the supercar guys. Growing up, I used to notice these Ferrari 355s pulling in, and there was young guys driving them, and I was thinking, how the hell can these like sub-20 guys be driving Ferrari 355s? Well, nowadays we can do a little reg check or a Carfax, or even use Auto Tempest and find out what these cars were, and find out that they are really a Toyota MR2 in a dress, basically. And it kind of gave me this love for a car that is reliable as a Toyota, but as beautifully styled as a Pininfarina Ferrari. It's pretty damn cool. So growing up, it's taken me 15 years to get one. Like, it's taken me a long time, but the ultimate holy grail trolling Toyota MR2 Ferrari came onto the market. It's one of those cars that you look at and you don't think it's very convincing. You're looking around it and the arches are bulged, and the front nose is one piece as opposed to a separate bumper, and there's details that, as a Ferrari guy that I'm not, I can imagine they are pretty obvious, But when you walk around the car, there are details that are amazing. It's got real Ferrari wheels, it's got real rear lights, it's got real details in the car that make it authentic to 99% of the people that aren't automotive guys. This car I really, really wanted, but next to it was a fake Lamborghini Murcielago as well, and we'll get to that another day. But this holy grail 355 Ferrari replica turns out to be the ultimate car that is going to upset every single Toyota purist in the world. Because when Toyota MR2s, the SW20s, rolled off the production line back in the early 90s, okay, you can imagine the VIN numbers were 0000001. And then as they come off the production line, they get into the hundreds of thousands, probably, I can imagine. But when I went to check out the VIN number on this super rare car, I was a bit blown away. And I thought that maybe this could have been faked, right? Because, stuff gets faked all the time. But you cannot fake a document, a British document title, and it is 0000355. So this car is number 355 Toyota MR2 ever off the production line. That has now been completely ruined by putting the worst body kit in the world to replicate a Ferrari 355. I mean, I don't know how anyone found a 355 VIN MR2 to put the body kit of a Ferrari 355 on, but it's pretty damn cool, So, in my mind, do I take the body kit off and have one of the earliest VIN Toyota MR2s in the world? Or do I just leave it and try and do some donuts in my fake Ferrari? So basically, you got to understand that supercars are different shapes and different sizes to Toyota MR2s, or Pontiac Fiero, should we say. So a lot of the MR2 Murcielagos, the rear chassis has been extended and widened significantly, because a Fiero engine can take up a very small engine area, where a V12 would take probably double or triple the size. So you can imagine that when you're looking at the details on this 355, you can imagine, as a mechanic, myself, a diagnostic mechanic, there are engineering points which would actually make this car dangerous, scary, and worrying to every single wheel bearing supplier in the world. Because the wheel spacers on this car, it has got 9-inch wheel spacers on the back of this car. So the car's width is identical to a 355, and I'm talking from the outside tyre wall in each car. If I parked it next to a 355, it would be perfect. If I go from front bumper to rear bumper, it is perfect. It's been extended in all those little details to make, the average kind of car guy be convinced for at least 3 minutes while he sees it coming up the road at 20 mile an hour and leaving at 20 mile an hour. But this car's details are impressive. Every panel was taken directly off a real Ferrari 355. The company Extreme 355 back in the day, this was their holy grail car that was the promotion car. So you can imagine all the details that were put into this car were basically made and designed to make you go to them, I want this one. This is spec'd up so high. I want this one. Cream leather stitch dash, cream leather seats. It's the gated manual version, which still has the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Obviously the MR2's only got 5 gears, and the reverse gear is where 6 is, but still has the gate. So I can't put it in reverse, but I can think about the dream of, replicating that. The gauges have got the Ferrari badges on. It's got the steering wheel with the race mode and the start button. Although it may have been glued together with some chewing gum, I can imagine it was quite cool back in the day. This car is the holy grail for me, but maybe not for every MR2 or Ferrari owner in the world. Let's run through the amount of replica supercars that I've owned. So I've got the GT40. I've had the first ever black Diablo I sold to Shane Lynch. Then I had the green Diablo that I sold to Freddie Tavares. Then I had the Lamborghini, which is the first ever Fast and Furious replica, which we did in the orange. Then I had the Lamborghini number 2, which is the Murcielago, the white one I've just bought. Then we got the Ferrari 355. Then we've got the Ferraro Rocher, the fake Ferrari F40. Yeah, the list goes on. I don't really know what else is out there. I mean, I've even bought 2 Lykan Hypersport fake cars. Like, come on, there's got to be something else there, guys. You need to test me. If you've got anything out there that you think is awful and I should buy it, I probably will. So we're talking supercars. I mean, back in the 40s and the 30s, any car was a kind of supercar because people couldn't afford them. I had a 1930s open-top touring race car. I mean, that's a supercar, right? And that was a replica. And then I've got the C-Type Jaguar replica. I've got the D-Type Jaguar replica. Like, these cars are supercars, race cars of their day. I mean, I don't really know what else there is out there. Maybe one day I'll find even a Spiker replica. Or I have actually looked into, there's a gentleman in Thailand that are making Ford GT replicas, which are quite cool. So you're going down the same floor pan of a Ford GT40 replica, but you've got their modern lights, that super sexy bulge rear end, and that modern V. I think that would be quite cool to go down the modern aspect of a fake supercar. There is this opportunity in England, which I'm looking into, and there is a Ferrari 360 in a barn with no engine and no transmission. And everything else is there. It's an e-gear car, so I will hack a hole in for my gear lever hole. But basically, I thought it would be quite funny to put either a Toyota MR2 engine or a Fiero engine in a Ferrari 360. Even if I was just doing a video, I think it'd be pretty cool. But I would love to own a supercar. You got to understand, when you drive from Lincoln, Nebraska to Vegas in the NAS Charger, a Carl Edwards powered Dodge Charger, my bucket list has kind of been completed. So now it's about rebuilding that list and trying to aspire to maybe being a real supercar owner. What I did want to do is, with that Ferrari 360 replica, with the Diablo that I bought from Richard Rawlins, the Diablo, that has got a 700 horsepower LS6 in it with a G50 transmission out of a Porsche turned upside down. It is the holy grail Ultima running gear, really, So I kind of thought that if I sold the Diablo to Freddie and I kept the engine and the running gear, would it not be cool to kind of make the world's only reliable Ferrari 360 in the world and put a Chevy-powered running gear in it and make it reliable? I mean, you could put the gauges, which are available off Holly now, to run off the LS. It would be a cool car, and it would sound just as cool, but I'd be able to replace the spark plugs with £1.50 spark plugs off Rock Auto, so why not? Maybe I should go back to England, put all of my fake supercars and all of my car collection in a field, right? Walk along and do a flash style, Ed Bolian and Freddie Tavares style, right? Sell everything and go out and buy a real supercar. But will it be reliable? Like my Ferraro Rochers and my 355 Toyota MR2 replicas? I doubt it. I doubt it very much.
No one should do a private party car deal without Caramel. During a car transaction, you've got a car, a title, and some money that's going to be changing hands, and I always tell everybody that neither side gets to have all three. But Caramel solves all of that because they verify the identities of both parties, they safely and securely connect to each side's bank account to manage the transfer of money, and they process your title and do all the DMV paperwork no matter what state the buyer or the seller are in. And for a limited time, Caramel is free to both buyers and sellers. They do allow you to add transportation and warranty products and things like that as you close your deal. So check them out now at DriveCarmel.com or at the link in the description below.